Good evening, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of GOQii's Health Stories. Today's story is very unique, very exciting. And I'm not saying just because it's a story of somebody I know personally really well. Today's story is unique because it also has on the back of it a world record, nothing short of a Guinness Book of World Record. And today's health story is also unique because it is not of somebody who was a GOQii player, but somebody who is part of the GOQii team itself, the team which is making our players fit and healthy. He's extremely soft spoken. And I'm sure a lot of our users and players may have interacted with him at some or the other point in their GOQii journey. So without further ado, let me introduce you to Sebastian. Sebastian, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Vishal. I mean, it's a great thing to be here in conversation with you. And I'm truly great for GOQii because that's the only reason why, I achieved this Guinness World Record. So yeah, thank you so much all over again.
And we have also got you joined with your lovely wife, Levin. And it is so exciting to now see that when you married Sebastian, he was just, some Sebastian but now suddenly he's a Guinness Book of World Record holder. So we will love to know more about how he managed this task from you. But before I go into this, one question for you, that now that Sebastian has got the Guinness Book of World Record, what is the difference between the old Sebastian and the new Sebastian?
I think he's pretty grounded when it comes to all this entire Guinness World Record, his practice and everything. Because throughout the entire process, I have seen him coming from down, and he slowly achieved like a huge thing in his life. So he is still grounded. There is no change as such that I have seen as a person and as a human being overall. So it's pretty good to see.
Sebastian, first of all, for our viewers who have just joined us, please explain to them about your record and why it is so unique, because what you have done is not a very easy record.
Yeah, I mean, Guinness World Record I chose because I always wanted to achieve something unique in life, something for which I'll be remembered not only by my family members, but by the people around me. And I used to, work out like anything. I used to work. Push-ups is something which I've been practicing since a very long time. And I chose push-ups because it is one form of an exercise which can be performed anywhere.
Your current record is not a normal push-up, right? You also have like a advanced form of the push-up.
Yes, it's a hand release push-ups. So it's something which you need to perform while, you need to be at a stationary position, at a normal push-up position. And you just need to go down flat on the floor and then rise up by pulling your hands up above the ground. And then you need to, work out like that. So it's something unique. It might seem to be easy, but then while performing, it's one of the toughest push-ups which you'll ever overcome or practice.
Fantastic. And tell me something, did you even know about this push-up before?
Yes, I came across this push-up. Initially I was practicing hand knuckle push-ups. So I got rejected on while performing the knuckle push-ups for some or the other reason. GWR rejected my evidence stating incorrect form. So I was quite stressed out. So while I was, checking, and I was completely demotivated, and in fact I was shattered because I practiced a lot. I overcome many injuries and I was expecting a positive outcome. So I thought now I need to give up on my push-up activity and I need to focus on something else. So I was also checking other videos. There are like n number of other push-up variants. So I thought I'll not lose my hope. I'll try some other push-up range. While practicing with knuckle push-ups, I also applied for hand release push-ups, decline push-ups, Spider-Man push-ups, and so on. So I thought, this is not the end.
How many types of push-ups are actually there?
Yeah, there are many, n number of push-ups which one can perform. So while I got rejected for knuckle push-ups, I applied for 10 other different push-up variants.
10 other variants.
Yes, of course. And
Oh God, मतलब
then,
this was like, कि कोई भी हालत में I want to
नहीं.
Guinness record. But before we go on to your push-ups, I want to understand that you had a very normal upbringing, and please tell us about where you grew up. And then I know you were abroad also for some time before you came back to India. So tell us a little bit about your professional journey. And did you ever think as a kid or when in college that you will be creating a world record?
No, not really. I mean, I never thought that I would ever apply for Guinness World Records. I was in the UAE for like around 2.5 years or such. Then I came back to Mumbai and I thought I would live with my family. And, I started working with GOQii, fortunately. And that's when I came across many users who have, GOQii has helped like many users bring about a positive change in their lifestyle. I've had a word with people who had lived a couch potato lifestyle and then they started running marathons. I've talked to people who lost like around 30 kgs and all of a sudden they have become a bodybuilder with six-pack abs and so on. So that's the thing which encouraged me, and that's the thing which pushed me out and forced me to do something that even you should be recognized for something good. I mean, you should be a motivation where people should follow you for good in terms of health and fitness. So that's when I thought I would also apply for Guinness World Records. And the very first thing, when I had this thought in mind, I came back home, I explained this whole thing with my mom, and she was the one who encouraged me, and she was the one who, gave me affirmations that if you are very confident about it, then you should go towards your goal. I mean, there would be hurdles, of course, but then you need to stay focused and ensure that you're not giving up on your goal or your vision, for the matter of fact. And the funny part is, I used to reach home like around 7 p.m. and my pre-workout foods were ready by my mom. And then I used to practice right in front of her. And she isn't a fitness freak or anything. I mean, she used to check YouTube videos as how other people are performing and doing the push-ups range and things. And I used to perform right in front of her. And she used to like, aur thoda niche ja, aur thoda niche ja, aur upar aa. I mean, mundi seedha rakh. It was a funny thing, but then, yeah, I mean, it encouraged me a lot. And that's when I learned proper form techniques under her guidance. And then I applied for knuckle push-ups. And
but Sebastian, I have a question for you, right? Normally people are like, oh God, I can't even do 10,000 steps. Sorry, I can't do, I can't eat for whatever. I cannot, if I see chocolate or cake, I want to eat it. Like people have, people can't think of these smaller challenges, and people have all kinds of excuses and issues to achieve those. In your case, you directly went from no challenge to creating a world record. मतलब there's nothing in the middle. ऐसा नहीं कि पहले आपने school level पे किया, then college level, right? You did not do any other thing in the middle. You directly went and chose Guinness record. So what happened? Did Lavin tell you something? मतलब असली story क्या है कि यार you are, Sebastian is not good. You want something. ऐसा मतलब कुछ तो हुआ होगा. What triggered all this? Lavin, you have to tell us what happened. मतलब suddenly nobody just wakes up and says, I want to create a world record.
To be very honest, I have no idea. I did not have any idea until the day of my wedding. On the day of our wedding, the entire GOQii team had asked him to perform his knuckle push-ups. I was like pretty awkward. What is he doing on the stage? What is he trying to do?
Yeah, I was there that time.
And suddenly and then they gave this 10 lakhs GOQii cash. If you perform this so many knuckle push-ups, you will get this particular GOQii cash, all these things. And I was like, what is this? And now when I'm recalling all these things, all those memories are going to be there with us, I think, for our future generations also, to see what are the things that he was trying to do. So I had no idea till then. After I got married, I got to know that what are the different things he's doing in the morning, how much he's exercising, what is the different diet that he follows. So it was all new to me after the wedding. This he's been practicing like for 4+ years. And we have been married for 2 years now.
Wow. So let me do one thing. Let me actually currently invite one of our expert coaches who does a lot of working out and who has some amazing coach players across India and the world. So Urvashi Agarwal, I would love to have you on the show. She is one of our GOQii fitness experts and fitness coaches. So I know, Urvashi, you must have seen many players in your entire journey. Here is a player who's not a player. He's actually a GOQii team member who has just created a Guinness Book of World Record on doing it's called hand release push-ups.
Hand release push-ups, yes.
Hand
68, right?
Yeah, 68.
68, yeah.
68 in 1 minute. Matlab more than, it averages more than 1 a second.
Yeah.
So tell me, बहुत easy है मुझे तो लग रहा है. Urvashi, don't you think it's too easy? Maybe we can also do it. I don't know.
It's not easy. It's a mean feat. And while lakhs of people will watch this show, and there will be many men who have been doing regular push-ups or different kinds of push-ups. But let me tell you, what Sebastian has achieved it's a mean feat. Okay, it's a lot of hard work, lots and lots of hard work, I would say. And I the details, how you went about it. I read about your journey, and I am so proud of you, and I'm so proud that I know you as a person, and I am here thanks to GOQii and Vishal, that I have this opportunity to interact with you. This is mind-blowing. And let me tell you, my husband is also very inspired. He's like, really, 68? That is awesome. Please tell him he's amazing.
Thank you, Urvashi.
So Urvashi, tell me something. Push-ups is a very underrated exercise, right? I mean, even I don't do too many push-ups, very frankly. How important, or how is push-up? What kind of role does it play in the overall health and fitness for a person?
See, push-ups is mainly, I would say, popular among men, because men typically, genetically, they have more muscle mass, and it is slightly easier for them to do push-ups. My women trainees will not do push-ups. They will, at the max, will try to do knee push-ups. So it is a very, very important exercise, because this is one body weight exercise, compound movement, which works on multiple muscle groups at the same time. You talk about your chest, your shoulders, your back muscles, your arms, your core, right? So it's a very good exercise, and more and more people should be doing it, especially you. Yes, you should do it, definitely.
And tell me, how easy is it to train for something like this?
So I would say, for something like what Sebastian has done, breaking or making a record at a world level, okay? So I would actually divide it into 3 aspects. One is, and Sebastian, just let me know if you agree or disagree with me.
Sure.
So I would divide it into 3 aspects. One is, of course, the physical fitness, okay? And second is mental part of it, mental fitness. How focused you are, how disciplined you are, how consistent you are. And third aspect is what your mother did for you, nutrition, pre-workout, right? So all 3 aspects, physical fitness, mental fitness, and nutrition, it is a holistic approach which a person has to take to be able to do this. And then you have to be really, really patient. Like it took Sebastian, I think, Sebastian, you did 6 months of rigorous training, right? 2 years and then 6 months.
Yes.
Right? Yes. Yeah. 2 years approximately, I know. So yeah. So physical aspect of it, I think, first of all, any sedentary person can't do it. You need to have a baseline fitness for it. Okay, a person has to be at least some sort of fitness level. Then for something like this, like say there is if you want to do pull-ups, you need to have different kind of muscle groups working on you. So for push-ups, I would say anyone who's watching this show, you can do it. It is not impossible, but it is very tough. But if you want to achieve it, you can do it. So start with, first of all, know the correct form of push-up. That's the baseline. Then start with doing push-ups, record the number of repetitions you can do in the beginning. Also record, let's say, even if you can do 15 push-ups or 10 push-ups in a minute, record the time, record the number of push-ups. And then gradually do it with consistency. Do the push-up exercise or any particular exercise for at least 2 to 3 times in a week to start with. gradually increase the number of repetitions. Now, when we say increase the number of repetitions, it won't happen that you from 15, you go to 50 in next 1 week. Right, Sebastian? It will take time to progress.
Just take one push-up at a time.
Yes, one step at a time. So maybe if you increase next week, you add 2 repetitions. Then add 5 repetitions, like that. Then apart from that, you need to play around with the intensity as well. So let's say do, like Sebastian said, different kind of push-ups. Do decline push-ups, diamond push-ups, clap push-ups, single hand push-ups, spider push-ups, knuckle push-ups, all sorts of different kind of push-ups. So play with the intensity as well. Okay, so that way you need to progress. And there will be times when a person would be stuck at, let's say, I can do only 40 push-ups in 1 minute. So stay consistent, keep doing 40 push-ups for a couple of more workouts, and then you will gradually see you're improving. And apart from that, it's not only about push-ups, but I will tell you about principle of specificity, wherein we also need to strengthen the muscle groups, like your pectorals. So you got to do a lot of bench presses, or work on your shoulder strength, work on your back strength, work on your core strength, which is underrated. So all these exercises also need to be incorporated, and then slowly and steadily, you will see that you're improving with time and with number of repetitions. Then your mental fitness as well.
One point here, Urvashi, what you just said is so technical, requires a regime, all of that, right? Sebastian, who was doing all this? Who was advising you on this? You were just doing all this on your own, or was Lavin or somebody telling you what to do?
No, I mean, initially, like I said, my mom, she used to watch YouTube videos and she used to tell me as to what all things need to be followed. I mean,
your mom used to tell you how to do push-ups.
Yeah, exactly, surprisingly. And throughout the day, she used to be at home. She used to check YouTube videos, specifically how to train your core muscles, how to, increase
so your mother watches a video and then you do the push-up, and then she confirms that whether this push-up is right.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's a technique which I did not know. Urvashi, that's a new training technique.
Yeah, that is the, comes in the comes in the environment piece of it. So let's say if I go to the gym today when my maid doesn't come up, I'm just giving a very personal example. Let's say a maid doesn't come up, my house is dirty, but my husband tells me, okay, it's all right, don't worry, I will feed the children breakfast, go to the gym and work out and come back, because it makes you happy. So the environment that we are in, like for Sebastian, it's his mother first, then his wife. So environment is very, very important. People who want to support you, who love you, and who want to see you succeed. So that's
amazing, right? Having an environment is so important.
Exactly.
So your mother was almost like your coach, I would say, right? So
yeah, I mean, she used to coach me for like about a year, and then I was under guidance of a personal trainer at my own gym. So that's when my actual coach came into picture, and then I focused on weight trainings, because weight training plays an important role. Without weight training, you cannot get your core strong, or you cannot cross a plateau of 50 push-ups or 80 push-ups and like that. So weight training plays a major importance in terms of getting your push-ups right.
But Urvashi mentioned about one other thing, that mental conditioning and mental training, right? So abhi I want to get call pe bahut hi important aspect mental health training ka. I want to invite हमारी GOQii की emotional wellness coach Divya Thampi. Divya, welcome to the show. आपका स्वागत है.
Thank you, Vishal. Thank you so much. And congratulations, Sebastian. Thank you for having me. Like Urvashi said, I'm so excited to be here. And I do feel lucky to be knowing somebody like you who's won a Guinness World Record. So that's really, really amazing. I think Urvashi covered very, very well the physical side of it and also the mental side of it to that extent. In fact, couple of things which I have been thinking and reading a lot about fits with what Sebastian has been doing, and that's the grit, that grittiness. So a lot of people talk about, passion. And when we say passion, the idea that comes into our head is the intensity with which you like something. But in reality, passion is not about intensity. Passion is about consistency. Even when you feel bored, even when you feel pained, even when you feel like giving up, and still showing up. And I think that's what Sebastian has done, consistently showing up. So there are a few factors. One is how Sebastian came up with that purpose. He said that, I want to be in the Guinness Book of World Records. I want to be not just known in my family, but I want to be known in the world. I want people to be inspired by what I'm doing. So that purpose is what really, because he also spoke about how he overcame injuries, because it would have been so easy for him to say that, forget this. I mean, I can be healthy in other ways. But that purpose seems to have kept him going in many ways. And that clarity is so important. It is said that clarity will not give you more time to do things, but clarity will help you get more out of the time that you have. Right. So it's a little like that, knowing that this is his goal, and consistently working towards it, making time for it, because that is his priority. And another beautiful thing that Sebastian shared was the strategy, and that comes in growth mindset. Like, you can either think of yourself as having a certain amount of capability and a certain amount of talent. And when things don't work out, you think that, oh, okay, maybe I'm not so talented, maybe I'm not so capable. But, if from what he said that I tried one thing, it didn't work out very well. So I said, okay, I will keep 10 options as backup. Right. So that is strategy. And that's a very important part of the growth mindset, believing that of a role. Talent is not going to take you. Or willingness to put in the effort, change the strategy where required. And the third part of it is this willingness to get help from others, and having the right environment. Even the willingness, I mean, it almost sounds strange when Sebastian says that his mother was his coach. Right. And it's also sounds very endearing, and it's just brought results. So the fact that you have that kind of loving family in whom you can have that kind of faith. Doesn't matter that she hasn't ever done a push-up, but that, she's doing the right kind of research and telling you the right kind of things. So yeah, I think these, and one last thing that I was thinking about was what James Clear refers to as identity habit, wherein it's not just about having a habit and saying that I'll keep following this process, but saying that this is who I am. I am a Guinness record holder, even before he actually became a Guinness record holder. Having that identity, and then when it comes to workouts, and even when he doesn't feel like doing it, he reminds himself that, hey, listen, I am a Guinness World Record holder, so I have to do this. So 500 to 600 push-ups twice daily, I can't even imagine what that feels like. So, I mean, these are some of the things I was thinking about. So amazing stuff here.
So tell me again, Sebastian, right? This is like, you set such a crazy goal, right? And you failed, but you did knuckle push-up, it didn't work. Then you said, yeah, push-up, go push-up. So I mean, at some point of time, you would have thought of giving this up, right? Or people around you must have told you, "Theek hai yaar, nahi hua hai Guinness record." It's not like the end of the world. It's not. My point is that you would have got, I don't know what were the people around you telling you, but how did you keep going at it, right? Because it was so easy to give up, because there was nothing. It's not like you were getting $1 million at the end. In fact, you had to pay money also for enrolling in this challenge. So you actually, from an investment perspective, it was a lot at your end.
So Vishal, I mean, I had set my vision. I had a clear vision that I need to achieve this Guinness World Record, come what may. In any form of exercise, I'll someday get into it. I'll have my name enrolled into the Guinness Book of Records. So that's when the very first time I got rejected, I applied for 10 other different types of push-ups. I know, I mean, there are like 10 options. I will excel in some or the other thing. And of course, the very first option which I had enrolled for knuckle push-up is something which I am again practicing, and one set of evidence is in review. So hopefully in the upcoming weeks, I would get a revert, either a positive one or a negative one. Negative one, of course, I'll learn n number of things. And as you know, I mean, failure is the best teacher and the good medicine. So yes, So there are other things in the pipeline which are undergoing at the back end, and all thanks to my coach, the current coach as of now, whose name is also Vishal. Without his training, I don't think it would have been possible. Because
Naveen, tell me, I know you're smiling constantly. Like, what do you think? Inko kuch, like, what does your family have to say about what's happening with Sebastian?
To be very honest, this entire journey of him practicing, there were a lot of injuries. Him bleeding through his mouth, nose, everything. These were the initial ones. And I was the one, when you said that, didn't anybody tell you that, why are you doing it? I was the one who used to tell him. That is why I was smiling. So why are you doing it? Why are you stressing so much? Because it is painful to see somebody who is putting in so much of efforts and he's constantly in pain. There are injuries that are there. So for months, he used to feel like my hand is paining, but then still he used to go to the gym because he used to feel that if I stop and my entire form is going to change. So he had that fear as well. And I used to keep on telling him that, why are you doing it? Why are you stressing yourself? But he used to keep on saying that, no, I will do it. I'm fine. But then I could see the pain, how much he's going through. That's the reason why I was smiling when you were asking that, didn't anybody tell you that, why are you doing this? I was the one. It's me.
Wow.
So
that's incredible.
He has this strong mind. He wants to do it, he will do it, irrespective of what it is.
So Divya, how can we also get this strong mind? I am, while I know I can exercise and do this, but this is like another extreme level.
Yeah. I think, Sebastian has built it up over a period of time. So it wasn't like he went from 0 to 100 over a period of a week or 2 weeks. I mean, it's something which has taken him a few years, and keeping that purpose in front of him. And I think if, I'm guessing now, Sebastian, that you must have added small habits which were easy to maintain till they became habits, right? And then progressed to habits which are probably a little tougher, and had the support system, because something like this cannot be done without a support system. I mean, we all kind of wrongly, most of us wrongly tend to believe, our society propagates this idea that we must achieve things independently. But a lot of that achievement, the credit also goes to the people with Sebastian.
That's right.
Yeah. Right. I mean, with his coach, his mom, his wife, all the other people who kind of stood by him, who encouraged him. And like Lavleen said that, it can be pretty hard to watch your loved one go through such hard times. I mean, I didn't even know when she just said, bleeding through the mouth or nose. I mean, that can be really hard to stand and watch. So having people support you through that and, helping you keep that vision in front of you. So I think those are some of the things which have, along with all the other things like changing strategy and not getting stuck. And, what Sebastian just said about failures. I mean, that outlook itself that mindset is a big one. I think it's a really big one, because we can be really very capable. We can be very intelligent and not have the right mindset. And it's so easy to give up. But being able to look at failure as a step to success, as a necessary step to success, and using every failure as an opportunity to learn and get better. I mean, I think that's a true sign of a champion.
I think another very important point here is how audacious his goal was. See, a lot of times we set, let me use the word mediocre goals. And when you set mediocre goals, you also give up very easily, right? Yeah. I think in the case of Sebastian, his goal was, when we say truly audacious, like think of a very big goal, and it's not like he's an athlete or, he's like was doing it, right? So Sebastian, when you made this goal, who did you tell first ki meko aisa kuch karna hai? And what was their reaction? And did they all think, haan yaar, 2-3 hafte karega aur baad mein wapas?
So yeah, I mean, it started off, I mean, I had a discussion with my friends, and I was like telling them that I want to achieve something different in life. So I want to get myself enrolled with GWR and want to
tattoo bana lete hain. Aajkal logo ko different karna hai, they say I'm going to get a tattoo. I want to do something different. Huh?
So yeah. So yeah, I mean, I was discussing these things with my friends, and then came across sarcastic comments and taunts. So I was like completely um, shaken, and I was like wondering. I mean, I was expecting some sort of a motivation, some sort of a push from my colleagues. So it was like, क्या फायदा मतलब ये सब करके, that sort of an approach it was. Then I came home and then I discussed the same thing with my mom, and that's when I got the actual push to start things from the scratch. So yeah, and most importantly, support, like Divya said, support system plays a major role. My coach, then he came into picture. That's when things fall into place. Then it was again the race between time and push up. I had to match that pace together, and then got the numbers right and had to apply it with proper form and share the evidence with them.
Tell me, how easy was it to get Guinness? Can anybody just call Guinness or email and say, "Arey, mere paas world record hai, please come"? How does this whole process work?
I mean, the process, initially you need to fill in a form. The form will goes under a review for a period of 12 weeks. Once your form gets selected, they'll revert to you. And within like 8 to 10 weeks, you need to submit your evidence. And once your evidence is submitted, they'll again revert back within 12 weeks. So it's a complete process of 6 months. So after 12 weeks, they review your evidence, and if it is qualified, they'll get back. If no, then they'll again ask for further evidence, or they'll reject you and they'll again ask you to apply for a new form. So it's a complete lengthy process, basically.
It takes months, huh? It's not like
6 months on an average.
So tell me something, how do you develop so much patience? Because a lot of people don't have everybody wants results tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
2 दिन डाइट किया, अरे मेरा वजन कम नहीं हो गया, or अरे I have gone to the gym, my muscle is not bulging, right? I mean, people want instant results, and in your case, not only your results were not instant, even the outcome of Guinness doing this was not instant. So how did you get motivated?
So that's the beauty of Guinness World Records, because it tests your patience. It in this whole course, they check your consistency. I mean, at the same time, you need to have a clear set of never give up attitude. If that is there, if that is instilled in your mind, then certainly no one can stop you from what you want to achieve in life. So patience is the key importance, key important thing, and you should be open to failure and never give up. That's the thing.
So Divya, tell me, these sounds very good. Be patient, never give up. These just sounds like slogans, right? But how does one practice this in real life?
Yeah. So interestingly, when you were saying this, Vishal, we do live in such a distracted world. In fact, between the last year to this year, all of us would have experienced a shift in our ability to pay attention to any one thing. Right? पहले हम 7 मिनट का वीडियो देख पाते थे, अब तो 3 मिनट का वीडियो देखने में मुश्किल होती है. So to be able to maintain that, I want to ask Sebastian that question. Sebastian, in terms of your goal, and your purpose, like what were some strategies that you used to keep it in your vision at all times? So like in your visibility, like did you put it up somewhere? Did you read it out on a daily basis? Very important element. Remembering that goal on a daily basis. And it's funny, despite the fact that we often say, oh, this is a very important goal for me, in the daily din of things, we forget the most important things, right? So my question to Sebastian is that he must have used some strategies to remind himself of that one thing which is so important to him. So are there some things that you did to constantly remind yourself about that goal?
That's right, Divya. I mean, trust me, I used to talk about it like day in and day out. I used to talk about it with my friends. I used to talk about it with my family members and the people around. So this is the only thing which, kept me moving and work out day in and day out. And one more thing, one more change which I, inculcated within me was to get up early in the morning. My day starts at around 5:30 a.m. And that's the best thing, because I had a bigger day compared to anyone else's. So 5:30 a.m. in the morning, then get up, then go to the gym like around 6, think about my goal, about what I want to achieve in life and so on. So waking up early in the morning and thinking about it constantly, talking about your goal with your loved ones impacts a lot. It creates a major difference. Actually,
Did you have any
anxiety? One more thing that he used to do is he has to wake up at 5:30. I am not a morning person. Every night he'll tell me, "कल सुबह 5 बजे उठा देगी, मुझे 5:30 को जाना है." Yeah, he knows I will not wake up, but that thing is every night he'll tell me, "कल सुबह 5 बजे उठा देना." ठीक है? Like yeah, हाँ ठीक है. I am sleeping nicely. He gets up and he goes.
So Urvashi, you have trained so many people, right? What are the key mistakes which people do which take them away from their goals?
So Vishal, the first and most common mistake that I've seen is people, so I'll give you an example, general example. People stay sedentary for years. They put on a lot of weight. It's a different example here. Let's say they put on 10 kgs, right? In let's say 3 years. They will not give themselves time. They want instant results. Like Divya said, abhi to time in here, three minutes make.
Next week I have to do 42. So the focus is on that. Yes, you have the big goal, but you don't keep thinking about, am I, how far away I am from the big goal. You don't keep telling, because that can create a sense of overwhelm, right? And it is said that the biggest obstacle to change is not technical. It's not physical, it's not practical, it's not technical, it is emotional. Right. So it is about pain management. And when I say pain, I'm not talking about physical pain. I'm talking about mental pain, right? So what is mental pain? It is a sense of feeling bored. Wohi cheez, fir se karna. So that ability to remind yourself that it's okay. This is part of the deal. I will see results and it will happen. So reminding yourself that you will see results. And the other thing that happens is, as we are trying to build our capability, like in his case, it's push-ups, but let's say you are trying to learn a musical instrument. There is that period of time when you are very, it's visible that you are incapable, you're not able to do the strings correctly. And you feel stupid, like you feel really silly and stupid, because if somebody is watching you, you look so incapable. And that is a feeling that most of us don't like. Like if you're trying to do a push-up and you're not getting the right form, I still can't do push-ups properly, right? So you feel stupid when you're doing that. So being able to manage that hey, it's
from, because this is every day, doing this every day is not easy.
Yeah, one thing which I follow mostly is I write down my goals. I write down total number of push-ups, what I perform day in and day out. Also, there is a separate column which I maintain a time frame as to what time frame I've managed. So there is a weekly calculator which I maintain, a logbook which I maintain. So each and every day I maintain my daily performance, total number of push-ups taken, total number of times taken to perform a particular set. So by end of the week, we have a review thing with my coach. That's a review practice we do for months now, and this actually helped. And we maintain a graph, and we check day 1 of a month where we are, and 30th of the month where are we in terms of form, posture, numbers, and time consumed. Time taken for practice during a particular set. So when your number rises within a short span of time, that's the only thing which inspires, and it wants you to do more and more. But then there are at times injuries which hamper everything. So and get back in shape and perform. So that is
actually, tell me, Levin, what was his inspiration? Which is this movie actress he was seeing on Instagram every day? Ki haan, ek din, asli baat batao.
He is not into movies. He feels in that 3 hours I can probably go and practice my form, and I can probably go and have a good time in the gym, have exercise, way better than wasting 3 hours at home or wasting it in the theater. So not into movies.
He doesn't listen to music also.
No, nothing. sometimes when he's into all these his speakers and everything, sometimes we do have like a blast of music that happens. It's just random playlist that he plays and he likes it and he's singing around. I don't even know whether he knows the lyrics, but he's singing and he's moving around everywhere, but nothing that his entire concentration is on, now I have to get this form right, and this he feels that all these things, they will just divert his mind and he'll start singing or he'll start humming and he'll miss the form.
Wow. So this is, Sebastian, you are what is called a super achiever, right? There is this very interesting book which says that if you practice something for 10,000 hours, you become a champion. So what it just looks to me like that you kind of crunched this 10,000 hours in the last 2 or 3 years itself, right? If you really do the math, tell me how many years and how many hours. So what does it add up to? Let's do the maths and see if it is actually 10,000.
So on an average, I perform like around 400 to 500 push-ups daily. And it takes like within an hour's time. One set.
500 push-ups daily multiplied by 365 days. That's almost 182,000 push-ups.
Yeah.
Actually, from an hour, how many hours you are practicing every day?
So
you are 2-3 घंटा?
2-3 घंटा morning में I do body weight training. Evening I go to the gym for weight training. So morning is the time when I do actual push-ups. And
what is your total training hours in a day?
Total training hours in a day, 2 hours on an average, 2.5 hours max. This includes morning as well as evening.
And you've been practicing for how many years?
For almost 4.5 years now.
So almost 1,000 hours if you do the math into 4.5. So that's almost 4,500 hours. Yeah, you're a little short of 10,000 hours, but it looks like it will happen. But I think the fact is that, doing that something for so long itself is truly incredible. Sebastian, we can go on, and I think we need to do another session. We didn't even get a chance to discuss your nutrition and other things, because what you have done, nutrition to bachcha hai iske liye, right? What you have done is shown extreme grit, I think what Divya said. So what is the next challenge you're preparing yourself for?
Next is decline push-ups, which I'm practicing. So I've already achieved decline push-ups, that is 120 decline push-ups in a minute with Asia Book of Records and India Book of Records. Now I'm planning to achieve the same number with Guinness World Records. The current record is 115 decline push-ups in a minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't even know how decline push-ups are, but they seem to be very tough.
So decline push-ups are basically, you need to keep your legs like around on a 50-inch
legs up,
and your body is declined towards the ground.
Yeah,
so it's like a slope.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're very tough. But yeah, I'm sure you will do it.
Easy if you're already in a slope. To kitna difficult hoga? No, I'm sure it is very, very difficult. And I must say, kudos to you and your family members, your mom, Lavin, and everybody around you. We are so proud of you, Sebastian, on what you achieved. And you are truly a star. And I think in the GOQii family, and it's so, when I tell people that I have somebody who has done this Guinness record, nobody even believes in it. It's really good to see Indians coming out in a big way in the world of fitness and health, right? Normally, I only heard that Indians were good at spellings, right? That was the only thing. There is some Indian is the champion of spellings and all those things normally, right?
And math.
And mathematics, yeah. So, our chess grandmaster is from India, right? Because we always thought that in India, we had a lot of gray matter, but now what he's showing is along with the gray, we already have the muscles also. So once again, congratulations,